And also following upon what you were just saying, Danny, the next question um, opens it up a little bit and asks, do you believe our species has been helped, hindered, or both by the ET presence on Earth?
Well, it's interesting. There are a number of full-blown theories or theses having to do with the intervention of an extraterrestrial civilization, or one or more of them. Small, Zachariah Sitchin's is one of the more well-known. That whole 12-book series that he has put out as the purported simple translation of the Sumerian tablets that talk about the Anunnaki, actually coming from this planet, Nibiru, and intervening in the otherwise slowly evolving biological evolution of life on our planet, and basically intervening at points of accelerating it toward us and our state. It's not totally convincing to everybody that that's true or not, but that it's given the current information that we have during our lifetime, say since Roswell, since July of 1947, we have instances of hundreds of people stating that they have had direct face-to-face encounters and exchanges of communication with beings, extraterrestrial beings, and a substantial plurality of them assert that these beings have communicated to us information about what we need to do to better take care of our planet, that we need to take steps to restrict the spread of nuclear weapons, to get rid of the nuclear weapons, to refrain from the kind of self-polluting of our planet, that's going to be destroying the ecosystems of our planet. In that sense, it's kind of a less dramatic form than the Zachariah Sitchin intervention of the Anunnaki. This is a more subtle intervention where they're simply trying to share information and insight with us that can assist us in avoiding destroying ourselves. So I would say that that type of advice has the potential for being of assistance to us. On the other hand, I don't see any downside at all. Well, I mean, there have been traumas. I take that back. There have been some traumatic encounters with extraterrestrials. That that the taking of sperm cells and egg cells from human beings and implanting fertilized egg cells, hybrid egg cells in them, and then coming and taking the children from them, or the baby from their womb before it's fully gestated, and then raising it somewhere else, and even bringing the mother to see the child and having that kind of trauma. Those are some adverse consequences of the extraterrestrial presence. But I don't see that they've been hindering us in any significant way. I don't believe the thesis that has been evolved by L. Ron Hubbard, for example. He postulates that in the Church of Scientology postulates that the reptilians from Beta Reticuli have established these secret alliances with the United States, specifically with Eisenhower administration particularly, and that they have entered into some pact pursuant to which they are going to be stimulating policies here on our planet that change climate to more and more higher and higher temperatures, more and more kind of swamp-like botanical gardens, so that they can come here as reptilians and survive. That would be a very negative or hindrance to our human family. But I don't credit that. I don't believe that that's true. David Icke has this whole other theory about the reptilians and how malevolent and awful they are. And I'm not sure exactly what he says. The negative consequences have been. But some people go to extreme lengths of thinking that, it's mainly in the tabloids and the supermarkets that, Bill Clinton and George Bush were all reptilians and they're just disguised. People become unhinged, and make up ridiculous things. And so that I think a lot of the more negative aspects of the theorized import of extraterrestrial contact, that are in the movies of, Martians coming here to eat us or something, that 99.9% of all of that it's just negative fictions that are made up to try to appeal to people's lower energy systems, fear and confrontation, etc., and to sell tickets or something to movies, but they're not true. So I would say that while granting that there have been certain traumatic instances of this involuntary cross-fertilization, et cetera, and potentially animal mutilations, some of those type of things. If one believes the evidence indicating that it might be of extraterrestrial origin, and not in the greater sense that a number of cattle killed in that way is not that much more grievous than the way we kill them to eat them all the time. But it's not to excuse it. But the bottom line is, I would say it's 99.9%. The efforts that have been made, any efforts that have been made to influence our policies one way or another, are to try to get us to have more benign policies. But for the most part, they remain neutral, even under the point of having generated this entire mythos that there's this prime directive that prohibits them from actually intervening in any meaningful way in our civilization. And therefore, the 99% of the time, they're not interfering one way or another. And if it's only 1% of the time that they're attempting to do anything positive or negative, everything that I've seen, that the efforts are more in a positive direction of trying to warn us about our own potential self-destruction. So I would say of the 1% where they're actually trying to do something, that probably 95% of that is for the better. So that's my judgment about that.
Okay, thank you. And I think with that, we will end our 1 hour segment today. I know our program usually goes for 2 hours, but due to a scheduling.
It's the Earth Day. It's the Earth Day thing. We have to go over, and we're doing a mass at church. The Catholic Church here is having a special mass on Earth Day, and that we're going to be, our Romero Institute is going to be helping to produce that particular presentation to the people.
That's wonderful.
Sorry about that, guys.
But that's wonderful. It's all for a good reason. Earth Day should be every day, and what you're doing today is going to highlight it, and that's all to the good. So thank you for the hour that you've been able to spend with us. And I want to encourage everyone again, as Danny said at the top of the program, about needing donations to help move forward with the high cost of all the depositions that need to be taken there at Standing Rock. Please donate, everyone. Please get the word out by whatever means, and tell people to go to lakotalaw.org. And let's vote with our dollars. And this is the real world where things have to be paid for. And Danny and his team are right at the forefront there, fighting the fight in the courtrooms for those of us who can't be doing that, but we can support them with our donations to do that. So let's stand up and help them move forward right now. This is a group effort. Do you have any closing words, Danny, before we sign off?
No, thank you. I appreciate that, Costa. We're going to go over and and do Earth Day today at the Mass this afternoon, and then all 3 Masses at the churches here in town tomorrow. So I'm very appreciative of the fact that you guys are going to be helping us on this.
Oh, absolutely. Carry on, and thank you for joining us today. And this is Costa signing off, etletstalk.com. Come and join us as a free member and help us with the People's Disclosure Movement as we all seek to become cosmic humanity. Take care, everyone. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.